A stimulus check is money from the government. It is sent to people to help them. This often happens during hard economic times. Think of it like a boost for your wallet and for the whole country's economy. The idea is to stimulate or encourage spending. When people have a little extra money, they often spend it. This spending helps businesses. It is a tool the government uses to try and make things better when the economy is struggling. It's a direct financial support system. Why do these stimulus checks matter so much to individuals and families? Well, for many, this money is a lifeline. It can help pay for very important things. Things like food for the table or rent to keep a roof over your head, or medicine that someone needs to stay healthy. It can ease a lot of financial stress and worry. When times are tough and jobs might be uncertain, this kind of support can make a huge difference in people's daily lives. It provides a bit of breathing room, a small sense of security. Now, how do these checks help the bigger picture, the overall economy? It's all connected. When people receive stimulus money, they usually spend it. They might buy groceries or clothes or fix their car. This spending goes to businesses, both small and large. When businesses get more customers, they can afford to keep their employees. They might even hire more people. So the money keeps moving through the economy. It's an attempt to prevent a bigger slowdown or a recession. It keeps the economic engine running. The basic concept is quite straightforward. The government gives money to people. People then spend that money on goods and services. This spending supports businesses, which in turn supports jobs and production. It's a way to quickly inject cash into the financial system when it's needed most. This isn't a new idea. Governments have used this strategy in past economic crises. The ultimate goal is always to provide support to its citizens and to help keep the country's financial health as stable as possible during uncertain periods. It's about providing a foundation. Let's take a moment to look back at recent history. There were 3 main federal stimulus checks issued in the United States not too long ago. The very first one was distributed around March and April of 2020. This was at the beginning of the significant economic disruption. Then a second check followed, and most people received it by January 15th, 2021. Finally, a third stimulus payment was sent out. This happened between March and December of 2021. These were officially known as recovery rebate credits. They were a key part of the government's response. Who actually received these stimulus payments in the past? Generally, eligibility was determined by a person's or a family's income. If your income was below a certain level, you likely qualified for the payment. The specific amounts did vary with each round of checks. For instance, the third stimulus check provided up to $1,400 for each eligible individual, including dependents. The Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, was responsible for sending out these payments. Millions of Americans received this direct financial assistance, which helped them navigate challenging times. Now, there is new discussion about a different kind of payment. This proposal is being called the DOGE dividend. This potential stimulus is linked to the Trump administration. The name DOGE comes from an initiative called the Department of Government Efficiency. This department was established under Trump. The core idea behind the DOGE dividend is to distribute money to eligible taxpayers. However, it's proposed to be funded in a unique way. The money would supposedly come from savings achieved through the government being more efficient. So where did this specific DOGE dividend concept originate? The initial proposal came from James Fishback, who is the CEO of a company called Azoria. This idea gained some notable early support. Both former President Donald Trump and entrepreneur Elon Musk were reported to be in favor of it. The plan suggests that eligible taxpayers could receive a payment, perhaps around $5,000. But, and this is a big but, the actual amount would depend entirely on the real savings generated by DOGE's efficiency measures. So that $5,000 figure is not set in stone, it could be less. For the proposed DOGE dividend to actually happen, several significant things need to fall into place. It's not a simple process. First and foremost, the United States Congress must approve it. The government cannot just decide to send out large sums of money without new laws being passed. This means that elected officials in both the House of Representatives and the Senate would need to agree on the plan. They would need to vote to make it official. This legislative journey can be quite long and often involves many debates and potential changes to the original proposal. Another major consideration is how this DOGE dividend would be funded. The proposal states that the money will come from government savings. These savings are meant to be achieved by the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. However, there are questions about this. Experts and economists are looking closely. They are asking if DOGE can realistically save enough money. Will the savings be substantial enough to cover a $5,000 payment for every eligible taxpayer? This is a critical point, as the actual amount people might receive directly depends on these savings. It could be lower than the initial $5,000 figure. Adding to the uncertainty is a notable change in leadership connected to the Doge initiative. Elon Musk was previously a significant figure involved with Doge. He had voiced support for the dividend concept. However, recent reports indicate that Mr. Musk has departed from his role within the Trump administration. He is also no longer involved with the Doge project. This departure occurred sometime after July 2023. When a key supporter leaves, it naturally creates questions about the future direction and momentum of the initiative. Despite all these hurdles and uncertainties, the idea of another stimulus payment, the Doge dividend, is popular with many people. Recent survey data has shown that there is strong public support for it. For example, approximately 79% of Republicans indicated they are in favor of the proposal. And, significantly, around 60% of Democrats also expressed support. This widespread appeal across different political groups is noteworthy. People are clearly hopeful for more financial assistance. But it is so important to remember that this plan is not guaranteed. Its future depends on many factors. So, what actions should you be taking right now regarding this potential Doge dividend? The most important thing is to stay well informed. However, you must be very careful about where you get your information. Always look for official announcements and updates. These will come from recognized government sources like the IRS or official White House communications. Be extremely cautious about rumors or claims you see circulating online, especially on social media platforms. A lot of misinformation can spread quickly. Always try to verify the source of any news before believing it or sharing it. Unfortunately, whenever there is talk about government money or payments, scammers try to take advantage of people. These dishonest individuals will attempt to trick you. They might send fake emails, text messages, or even make phone calls. They could also set up convincing-looking but fake websites. Often they will ask for your personal information, like your social security number or bank account details. Or they might try to make you pay a fee to receive your supposed stimulus money. Please remember this: the government will never ask you to pay money up front to get a stimulus payment. It's also good to be aware of the deadlines for past stimulus payments. If you believe you missed out on any of the 3 previous checks, know that the deadline to claim the 3rd stimulus check, which was the $1,400 payment for the 2021 tax year, was April 15th, 2025. This date was also the final cutoff for filing any unclaimed tax refunds from 2021. If you missed these deadlines, it is likely too late to claim those specific funds now. Any unclaimed payments eventually revert to the United States Treasury. Always deal directly with the IRS or a reputable tax professional for such matters. For the time being, it is crucial to understand that the Doge dividend is still just a proposal. As of today, June 5th, 2025, it is not a definite, confirmed plan. Keep monitoring official news channels for any developments. Do not believe every story or post you encounter online. If an offer or a piece of information sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. Protect your personal and financial information very carefully. Be patient as discussions and decisions about this proposal unfold. The best approach is to be cautious, stay informed through reliable channels, and avoid scams.